Hey, this year, BronxWorks is celebrating 25 years of the HIPPY program. That's HIPPY. It's a program that gives parents the tools to be their child's first teacher and ultimately helps children become successful. Here to tell us more about the program, please welcome BronxWorks Development Director, my old buddy, Ken Smalls. Nice to have you with us, Ken.
Gary, it's good to see you again.
Always good. Ken, so I don't have to, was just telling the producer, I don't have to remember it. What is HIPPY and what does it stand for?
It's not long hairs from the 1960s. It stands for...
neither of us have anymore.
Yes, we're now gray hairs, but it stands for Home Instruction for Parents of Preschool Youngsters. HIPPY is a program that's now been in existence going back to 1969. It's a program that actually got its start in Israel, and Dr. Avima Lombard was the woman who created the program. And the idea was to provide parents with children between the ages of 3 to 5 with activities that could help stimulate their brain development and could also serve as a pathway in terms of entering school.
The mayor, who is running for re-election, of course, is boasting consistently about the UPK, and also now they've extended that downward. Does this replace that, or does it enhance it? Where is that in relation to what has happened in the city's expansion of UPK?
One of the wonderful things about the HIPPY program is it can work as a standalone. That is, parents can work with their children individually, or the HIPPY program can complement the experiences that a child may have at a child care center, in an early learning program, or as part of a family child care provider network. So HIPPY's wonderful in the sense that you can do it alone, or you can do it as a complement to something that's based in a center or a school-based program.
And is it implemented like after school? Is it that kind of a thing that a parent would bring their child there?
Well, the structure of HIPPY is a little different, and I emphasize the fact that it's home improvement, which means it's home-based. So what typically happens is a parent will work with their child. We have a curriculum. So for the 3-year-olds, there's a curriculum. For the 4-year-olds, there's a curriculum. For the 5-year-olds, there's a curriculum. The curriculum runs for a period of 30 weeks. And the expectation is that the parent will commit to working with their child each day, 5 days a week, possibly 6 or 7, for somewhere between 20 and 30 minutes a day. We provide the parents with books. We provide the parents with other materials. We have parent educators who do role-playing exercises with the parents so that the parents will feel comfortable in terms of implementing curricular activities with their children. So that's the basic HIPPY model.
We talk all the time, everywhere we go, and I mean, I'm talking about all of us, about the importance of parents reading to their kids, of parents being engaged in a child's development, parents being engaged in their education. This is really forcing the issue on that very vital component of a child's development.
I think what HIPPY does is it gives parents who may not have a lot of tools, some simple tools that they can use to help engage their children. It's a program that's great in the sense that essentially we provide the materials. What the parents have to do is to provide the energy in terms of making it happen.
How many, currently, how many children and parents or families are involved in the program at this point?
The current program that we have at BronxWorks has an enrollment of about 50 families with about 55 children. Over the years, we've engaged about 2,000 families and about 2,200 children. And these are children and parents from here in the Bronx, from a number of communities here in the Bronx.
Yeah, I'm going to ask a question that I know the answer to. Whether you track them or not, I think there would have to be encouraging signs that if you participate in this program, your child will do well, they'll do better, even through preschool and the early grades, but then be, better have their feet on the ground as they go through school.
Yeah. One of the wonderful things about this program is it not only helps the parents with their preschoolers. It not only helps young people when they're preschool children, but the effects, the impact of the HIPPY program extends well into the educational pipeline. So you may start out as a parent with a 3, 4, or 5-year-old, and what you find is the things that you started with that child when the child is very young in terms of engagement, you continue to do things with that child as she or he progresses from elementary school to middle school, even into high school. So parent engagement is something that's important, and it's a long-term impact that HIPPY has. The other impact is in terms of children academically who participate in the program. Their gains are not only gains that you see when they're in kindergarten or the first grade, but they're gains that oftentimes extend into middle school and high school.
Ken, we talk all the time, you and I and people in the social service community, about parenting and about, listen, if you're a young parent especially, you're out in the wilderness. Nobody ever really, nobody taught you how to be a parent. I'm guessing that an important part of this education through the HIPPY program is that the parents do better also. The parents become better parents.
It helps. It definitely helps in terms of parents acquiring some of those residual skills that are necessary in terms of really learning how to engage their children. We've had a lot of parents say to us that prior to the HIPPY program, they really didn't know how to interact with their children. And as a result of HIPPY, and as a result of HIPPY having the kind of structure, but also at the same time having flexibility, it's really allowed parents to be in a position where they can become better parents.
I got to tell you, I love this. I think, much like the Breakthrough New York thing, I think this is so vital. You got 50, I'd like to see you have 500 for all I care. The supervision of it, you monitor the progress of the interactions, or you kind of give them the materials and hope for the best? How does that work?
One of the things that we do is at the start of the program, we assess where a child is. We do an assessment midpoint, and then at the end of the program, we do an evaluation to determine what kind of progress has the child made with respect to a number of education indicators that we track over the course of a 30-week period.
So 30 weeks really takes you from like September to June, or something of that.
It runs to like
numbers.
March or April or so. If we start a cycle, say September, October, the cycle of activities will end March, April. That's kind of like the one-on-one activities that the parents do with each of their children. We also have a number of workshops and group activities that are geared more towards the parents themselves.
Listen, think of how wonderful it is to engage the children and parents together like that. How do they get in touch with the program? What do we do?
We can call area code 646-393-4009 for additional information regarding the BronxWorks HIPPY program, as well as the upcoming event that we're going to have, which will celebrate 25 years of the HIPPY program, as well as to celebrate a collaboration that BronxWorks has had with the National Council of Jewish Women.
You have space, I know they're telling me I got to wrap up, but I got to know. You have space for more youngsters and families to be involved in this?
Give us a call.
I like it. 646-393-4009.
You got it.
Listen, BronxWorks has been saving the Bronx for generations, and we appreciate everything you do always, Ken. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gary.
Ken Smalls from BronxWorks. We'll take a break, and we'll be back.